Hello there, dear listener. We hope you're enjoying this lovely discussion. If you're not already aware, this show is part of a podcast network called KWAZ Radio. A Pan-African Nationalist and Garveyite network comes to showcasing the rich and varied thoughts of African people. We have an exciting lineup of shows that we think you'll enjoy, including
the Bitter Medicine Podcast.
I think black people require too much buy-in. Like, we constantly have to sell black people on things that are beneficial to black people.
The Pro-Black Perspective Podcast.
I'm fearful that our people are not really studying how to get ahead, and we're kind of, continually staying behind.
The Harsh Reality Podcast.
It really don't matter. I think people so dumbed down, it wouldn't matter what you reveal to them. They still are in the matrix. They're in the simulation. They're going to keep doing what they did, they lemmings. So it really don't matter.
The Learning Curve Podcast.
Sexual access has never given you economic empowerment. The only person who has ever been economically empowered by a sexual relationship is the wasp and his woman.
The Cathedral Cheek Show.
When we start rising up to fight for our own, I guarantee you they'll stop doing what they're doing. I guarantee you they would have let their brother go. They was waiting to see what black folks was going to do.
Brother Bakari Podcast.
Black people love to claim folks that hate them, right? They're slave masters, and they are ashamed of who they really are.
The Forecast Radio.
Like, if you pray to the same deity as, like, your enemy, and that God blesses your enemy more than you may want to reconsider who you're praying to,
And Tanzan, African Mind.
Africans generally are welcoming of everyone. Sometimes, to my consternation, I think that they should be less, welcoming.
If you love our podcast network, we would be grateful if you could rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. Follow us on social media, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and check out our website at www.kwazradio.com for more information. Thank you for tuning in. And now, back to the program.
All right, yeah. So this is one of those Torah to bomba clot type podcasts because I've never seen this one yet. This is a big whose man's is this right here. All right, so we might have to come back to this one. I don't know what the bomba clot, blood clot I'm looking at. Check this out. So you there minding your business now. I follow this guy, Rutendo. I started following him ever since I did that podcast. And I was like, yo, this dude is a nice political strategist. He also was showing off how he had like a farm and dumb, shit like that. And I'm like, yo, this dude's doing the farm work. He's doing the... It's one of those Tarate to Bomba Clot, okay? So, let's see. I'm going to just back up because you got to be like, you got to go right to the beginning. You gotta go back to the beginning. So you see this guy. He's like, hey, guys, do you know the underage girls Rutendo has impregnated? Okay? Now, remember, I don't know if you guys remember this podcast. I didn't really set it up to look at, but I don't know if you remember. I had a podcast where him and I think it's Manuel Penn or something like that. Brother from, these dudes from South Africa. The dude from South Africa, big guy from South Africa, interviewed Rutendo, who's from Zimbabwe, but he knows a lot about South Africa. And he's talking that, what political party to support, blah, 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 blah. Why this man... So this is Sakiki, right? And Sakiki, I'm not going to say that she's always on the right side, you know? But she says, do you know the underage girls who Rutendo has impregnated? Careful, white people don't use you to take down the blacks who talk too much about equality, right? Don't know what she's talking about, but I'm like, all right, look, somebody says that you're impregnating the underage girls and you're not, deny. You know, in fact, don't even deny it. Just don't even talk about it, because that's some high-level trolling, right? Like, if somebody's bullshitting, somebody's lying on you, what I learned is this. Don't even, just ignore them. Block them because they're lying. It don't matter. This isn't a lie, though. This isn't a lie. This is, so look. This man says, LOL, your feminism is biased and political. I bet if it was AKA who said this, your TL could have been full of tweets bashing him. Race card is not really fitting in the context of this video, right? So you're like, okay, she's probably just, bullshitting and blah, 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 blah. It's all good and gravy, right? He don't got to say nothing. Then you listen to the audio.
I love women. In fact,
okay, cool. I love women, right? Let's go back. Because I'm saying to y'all, because halfway through, you start listening and you just like, hold on a second. Whose man's is this? Let's go.
I love women. In fact, I love them so much that I don't know how to control myself around them. I have been seduced by 16-year-olds. So a child has just gone out of maturity. They come as a little gang to visit Ubudi in the complex. And then they seduce you. And when you're supposed to say no, you don't say no. Been there. I love women.
Now, I want y'all to understand how fucked up this is. And again, this comes back to, we write about this book. We write this book called Uangalifu. Go fucking get it. Go get it, because that's where you're gonna get the motherfucking sense. This man is not only, this is awful. This is awful what he's doing. This is terror that he's doing. And he's going to pretend to be confused. He's not confused. This is a man who knows. Now, allegedly, he's impregnating 16-year-old girls. Old ass.
You're a grown damn man.
Grown damn man. A grown damn man talking about, I can't control myself around young girls. They are seducing me. And you're like, no. This got to be out of context. It got to be out of context. No! The man's right here, Rutendo. 6-year-old girls can't consent to sex. And that's the case, and it should be no one's business who they sleep with. Moreover, is anyone really sure that the 6-year-old story is real or an exaggeration? This is a man who's then going to cite the sexual offense against children in South Africa and say, well, look, it's legal.
You're a grown damn man.
A grown damn man. I'm telling you, I am in shock because again, I should have queued up the podcast, because I tell you, I had a podcast where I'm like, yo, this dude's saying some shit. Listen to this dude, and then you come back to, you know what? Too many motherfuckers are too damn Europeanized, too damn Westernized, to the point where you got a grown damn man looking at a 16-year-old, impregnating them, getting seduced by children. And again, he's actively in a meeting right now. He has regular, meetings, regular political meetings. Again, Zimbabwe does not need more taxes. In fact, it needs a damn, and you might not say pedophile. You'll say affable failure. Affable file. Something like that. He likes older teenagers. That's fucked up. And again, if you don't understand Uangalifu, you're not going to understand why that's fucked up. And this man doesn't understand Uangalifu, so he doesn't understand why this is fucked up. Now, a lot of people, I'm not saying that you will never. Obviously, a lot of people are saying it's fucked up. But, so I'll just rewind. So she says, and Siki, she says, look, consent with each other. Not with 40-year-old predator rapists, stupid. April 24th. He goes, no, Nsiki, it's not about how you feel. The law says, and again, this is how you get too damn westernized. Because, again, when I say Uangalifu, what I'm talking about is this. You go to the African spiritual system, right? Now, again, you can't confuse African spirituality with religion. You know? You can't confuse African spirituality with religion. Shout out to my brother Kamji Verse who said this, right? But what I want to point out about African spirituality is that it reflects the ideal living, the ideal lifestyle. Okay? When we talk about Ankuja Seneb, life, wealth, and health, right? That's what Uangalifu was about. Secure your life, wealth, and health. Secure Ankuja Seneb, right? When you talk about, and you know, at the end of my podcast, I say, you know, Ankuja Seneb, Neb, I'm in my Dua Necha, right? What I'm talking about, what I'm saying to you is master your life, health, and wealth. Okay? Uangalifu. All right? Master your life, wealth, and health. When you study the ancient Africans, what they tell you is this. The ideal relationship is Asar Aset Heru. Father, mother, child. Okay? Or just father, mother. And what they do inside of the story of Asar and Aset is they tell you Asar was Aset's brother. And Aset was Asar's sister. You say to yourself, ew, that sounds like incest. No! Understand that when somebody's in the same age grade as you, the same age community as you call them brother or sister. When you're in Africa. And the Egyptians were in Africa. The Kemetu were in Africa. Kemet, Egypt, are in Africa. So what they're saying is the ideal relationship is between a man and a woman who are of the same age. Now the Westerner comes along and says, oh no, there's the age of consent. So you, 40, 50, 60 years old, doesn't matter. Go for the damn kids. Pick them up from their high school. And again, this is not, you know, you might say, well, only who gives a shit about this guy? He's not, you know, blah, 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 blah. No, this is a political analyst that he was even on my page. Real Black Gentleman's here. Real Black Gentleman says, nah, man, said he was seduced, bro. Nah, man, doing too much. Doing too damn much. And that's the quote. I forgot to put that quote up. I'm going to try to look for this, I realize I probably have to share the link with here. There you go. Now again, I can see why people might not remember it because it wasn't that many people watched it. It was 134 views, you know, 1 year ago. So I can see why not too many people are like, yo, why are you talking about this dude? This got nothing to do with blah blah blah. All right, so this is the this is it. You understand? So I analyzed this here. You know, is Zimbabwe right about ANC over EFF? Now, of course, you know, this explains everything. Why he was about ANC over EFF. Right? Shout out to the people who were in the chat back then. Kofi, Tyler Solomon, Bit of Medicine, Organic African Paradigm. Shout out to them. You know?
Option, but to
be in debt to full content. Look, this is Rutendo.
Look, what he says, although it seems like, these freaking idiots, they're so stupid. That's on us.
You see? Now, again, it was a good analysis, as far as I remember. Maybe there was some things to pick apart, but there was a good analysis. This motherfucker talking about I'm getting seduced by children. Doing the damn and look, this is not even the tip of the iceberg, because you could say this, that's weird, you could say it. What are you doing this shit for? And he doesn't stop. It's not. This is 2 days ago. Matter of fact, this was 4 days ago. This was 4 days ago. He was doing this for 4 fucking days. To the point where I said, look, I had a podcast in mind, and I said, look, I can't even do this podcast anymore because this motherfucker's still going. Whose man's is this? He said, no, Nsiki. I said it right. Cool. I think I did. Maybe it might be a click or something. I don't know. It's not about how you feel. The law says a 60-year-old can legally consent on who she wants to sleep with. Full stop. I'm not open-ended. She can decide to sleep with a 24-year-old or a 60-year-old. You can't police what they do. What is even more sad is a 12-year-old can even have an abortion under the same law. So what two sexually consenting people decide to do shouldn't be anyone's business. Motherfucker, you're impregnating little girls and leaving them with kids. What the fuck is wrong with you? You're a grown damn man. And I'm telling you, man, like, he got me looking like this. He got me looking like this. I'm taking my headphones out. So you go back, you say, okay, well, this can't be the end. She said, somebody else said, Child Feeder says, predator alert, you're so disgusting. Right? Like, this is so fucking, and she's not even capping. She's not even capping. This is sick. And he's like, what is a sexual predator? The term is a legal term and a clinical term with precise definitions. It's sleeping with underage children. What are underage children? Children 13 and below. Or you could even say below 16 years. What the fuck? Hey, yo, what the fuck? So why call someone a pedophile when they don't fit the definition? Is it a lack of education or ignorance? Moreover, which underage children have you ever seen me sleeping with? Again, I ask. Like, what the fuck? Whose business is this? And it don't stop. So you go to this other one. He says, look, this is a little conversation. And so, again, I wake up today to this shit. Okay? I wake up today to this shit. Now, I think there was something else before this. Let me see. No, it's this. I mean, there was something else before this, but I can't even, it's hard to look. I'll look for it on his page. But, like, matter of fact, I'll show you guys his page. So, here's the dude again. Prolific marketing strategist, specializing in branding, digital and offline marketing for frontline marketing. You think this dude has a good damn job. 47,000 followers, living in Joburg. You think this man would know when to shut the fuck up and stop fucking little kids. Okay? I mean, you shouldn't have started to fuck little kids. But look at this. This is about it. This is 5 hours ago. Look. 5 hours ago. 5 hours ago. He's going, PRing yourself to shit. Don't, whatever. Yeah, he's like, why do I need a PR spin? This is 5 hours ago. Again, he's citing the laws. Read the law again. Somebody's like, look, you're a damn pedophile. What? You're not educated enough. Educated for what? You're a damn fucking... Daddy has some, normal stuff, I guess. Wait, let me see. Is this even normal? I don't know. Why the double standard? Speaks on essay immigration, women in love. Okay, so I guess he had 8 hour. What the fuck? So, maybe this other person was speaking about from 8 hours. That's fucking crazy. That's crazy. But anyway, let's just keep going. This is the dude, the backstory for the 60-year-old pedophile story. Intense urging, usually 13 or highball. What the fuck is this? And he's just going like, it's like, dude, why would you be interested in little girls? I mean, look, what I mean is this. Oh yeah, sorry, that's what I wanted to show you guys. Let me show you guys this. So we're gonna go to my page. It's a quote from Martin Delaney. Here, this is so important. Look, Martin Delaney says this. This is in Blake or the Huts of America. This is why I tell you this is my favorite fiction book, right? He says the consummation of conjugal union is the best security for political relations. And he who is incapable of negotiating to promote his own personal requirements might not be trustworthy as the agent of another's interest. And the fitness for individuals for positions of public import may not be misjudged by their doings in the private affairs of life. Okay? Big words, right? It's Martin Delaney. He's fucking educated, right? I shouldn't curse, but you get what I'm saying. He's very intelligent, right? What I want to say is this. The consummation of conjugal unions, that's marriage, right? The marriage is the best security for good political relations. And whoever is incapable of negotiating their own personal marriages might not be trustworthy as the agent of somebody else's interest. Okay? If you can't find a good woman, maybe you're not a good person. Honestly. Okay? If you can't find a good woman, maybe you're not a good person. And it's not me telling you this. This is Martin Delaney. He never saw you, never heard of you. I haven't seen most of you either. Right? Martin Delaney's telling you, hey, look, if you are incapable of finding your own fucking woman, you're probably not a trustworthy person. If nobody can fucking put their trust in you, you're probably not trustworthy. If you can't if you have a fucking dick, and I know you're saying, why are you talking about men? That's why you don't have a fucking wife. If you're questioning that, that's why you don't have a fucking wife. I mean, everybody who has a wife ain't questioning that. But anyway, what I'm saying is this. Look. He says this. If you're incapable of negotiating and promoting his own personal interest. He said, look. If a woman cannot put her trust in you, if children cannot put their trust in you, I'm not going to put my damn trust in you. Because you're giving her a dick. You offering her money, a place to live, security. If she feels like you're not trustworthy for that shit, why the fuck am I going to associate with you? And so he says, look at the fitness for individuals' positions of public import. And I know some of y'all like, man, you've been harsh. No, motherfucker, I'm trying to tell you something. This is the end of that movie, The Color Purple, where it's maybe I'll use the guy word just for y'all. Maybe God's trying to tell you something. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Odie's trying to tell you something. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. You're like, oh man, well, he being rough, man, but I really gotta get married because there's a lot of people that get married and blah blah. They can't find out. Yeah, maybe Omni's trying to tell you something. Might not be trustworthy as the agent of another person's interest. And the fitness for individuals' positions of public import. So the fitness that you have for public positions might not be misjudged by your doings in the private affairs of life. So we go back to Rutendo. If you love women so damn much that you're looking at motherfucking children, something wrong with you. Something wrong with us, honestly. Something wrong with us if you could just go around bragging about fucking children. I'll put it that way. I'll put it out that way. Now, I would like to say, man, this brother's starving or something, Yeah,
that brother's starving.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's more like this.
Are you insane? Are you crazy?
That's what I think. What did I tell y'all? I said it this one, right?
You're a grown damn man.
And you there talking about you can't, like, what are you doing at your big age? So then now he goes this. He says, and let me see, I probably shouldn't even look at this. Let me see if I can this. I'll just look at this. He says, look, because I didn't look at this one. I looked at the other one. The backstory to the story about a 6-year-old pedophilia claim. It says, look, I have been avoiding to republish this video of what I spoke about my childhood rape by my maid and how it altered my sexual behavior. Okay, so I didn't see that context, although it doesn't justify it. It doesn't justify it at all. In fact, I wouldn't even, like, here's the thing. If this is so damn tragic, why the fuck are you doing it? You know what I mean? It's like, let me put it this way. Because some of y'all going to be like, well, Odie, you got to be a little sensitive and blah, 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 blah. Right? Hold on a second. Real black gentleman here. Real black gentleman says, lousy laws are not any excuse. Hashtag 21st Amendment. Right? But let me put it this way. I know a dude who got hit by a car. Okay? This motherfucker does not go on the street and start hitting people with cars. Okay? I'm telling you, I know a motherfucker who got hit by a car. He does not drive his cars into people. Don't call me with no pity party, pity story. Because Because you know better than this. And again, like I tell you, this man is an intellectual, a historian of types. So he knows better. See, there's a difference between ignorance and malice. There's a difference between, you don't know you ain't supposed to mess with 16-year-olds. And there's a difference between you know it. You're supposed to mess with 16-year-olds. However, the 23-minute video that I've made on June 27th, 2017, talking about my abuse and how it has affected my sexual behavior, has been manipulated by the sadistic racist by the name, and then now he's trying to blame some racist. Okay. Jamin Adamski, who hates me for my fight against sanctions, GMOs, and imperialism. Dude, it's different if they manipulated the video and made it out that you said something else. Right? It's different. He's like, how I was raised by... This is the whole 23-minute video. I'm not trying to see no 23-minute video. I mean, I'll probably say it another time, but I'm not going to show y'all, obviously. In Jamin's mind, he sees me as the one person stopping him and other racists, no, I don't say white people like him, from recolonizing sleeping Zimbabweans through sanctions, GMOs, toxic food, and anarchy. And again, now here's the uncut full backstory of the story about how 16-year-old came into the mix and the struggle I've gone through to normalize my sexual behavior over the years. I've come a long way and have improved significantly since I began my change. Hence, I hope never to talk about this issue again, even though the video remains on my Facebook to give other men the courage to open up about rape. This is dedicated to all men who are abused and their sexual behavior forever altered by losing their innocence to female rapists. Now again, here's a fucking male rapist talking and crying about female rapists. Like, how stupid you have to fucking be? How stupid you gotta fucking be? And this is the thing, somebody's gonna eat. I wonder if anybody's eating this. Look, don't play victim. Exactly. When you know you rape kids. Right? When you know you rape kids. Do you have any kids all above 16? Hope you haven't touched any of them. The fuck? I can't control myself around women. The fuck, why not? And you see, when you read Ptah Htp, he tells you, that's the dumbest shit you could do. Be unable to control your damn self. This is why I don't understand. Because again, the ancient Africans told us. I'm gonna pull up my book because I quote Ptah Htp a couple of times in my book. Okay, I'm gonna bring up my book and show you guys the quote from Ptah Htp. All right. So let me just see if I could find it really quick. Ptah Htp, blah blah blah. Right here. So look. What we're gonna do is we're gonna share this page of the book. Now for you, those of you who don't have the book yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. But a lot of people are saying, look, this is one of the fucking best books on the planet. Okay? A lot of people. But it is what it is. So look, we go to page 119, which tells you, be married! Stop fucking around, fucker! So he says, look, Ptah Htp. So I think this is the context. It says, look, a marriage person can be pirated by the government for their infidelity. So faithfulness out of marriage is possible, but it's less consequential, blah, blah. But even marriages don't perfect faithfulness. And victim vindictiveness, whether married or unmarried, can be deadly. Okay? So people can be vindictive when you're having secret sex relationships. When you're having secret sexual relationships, shit can happen. And it's even worse when you're fucking kids, you fucking weirdo. But look here, Ptah Htp wrote the world's oldest extant advice over 4,000 years ago. And there he warned how a man should never pursue a woman in the house of a man who invited him as a guest. He says, if you wish friendship to last in the interior of a home where you enter as lord, as brother, or as friend, or anywhere else you enter, suppress the urge to accost the women. It is no good where it is done. It is not wholesome to indulge in this sneakiness. 1,000 men are each deviated from their ideal for the sake of just an ephemeral moment like a dream, and the result is death for experiencing it. So this is the ancient Egyptians. They said, look, you fucking around, you're going to find out. It is a vile abomination to penetrate the one before you. Even as one sets out to do it, the mind opposes it. He who failed, and he says, I can't be reduced being seduced. I can't reduce the seduce. He who fails by engaging in a dispute provoked by lust does not accomplish any plan under his responsibility. You sabotage your damn self. This is not me. This is not Europeans. This is not Americans. This is not, Zimbabweans. This precedes every fucking thing on this planet. Every civilization on this planet. This precedes every civilization. This was the best damn advice. This is the fucking basis of all the fucking religions on the planet. All of them. They're telling you, do not be provoked by lust. You will not accomplish any plan. Now I said, look, the Ptah Htp most probably meant the wife. The truth is that whether the wife, daughter, mother, sister, or girlfriend, or male equivalents, as in, another woman's husband, or son, father, brother, or engaging in non-marital sex with anyone in secret can lead to negative consequences for anyone. That's the thing about marriages. They're not secret. They are very public, government level. You know what I'm saying? And as long as the married have a discipline against fornication, there's no probable consequence, just intended pregnancies, disease-free sex, and no normal vindictiveness. But again, this man is fucking children. He's fucking children. Let's go back to the thing. So, again, fucking men in there, like some dudes have these fucking pity. Oh, he just pity me. It's because I was, because I deal with premarital sex. Therefore, I'm gonna fuck for. You're an asshole. And so he writes this. What is morality and who determines it? This is why I tell you, get the fuck out of the West. Get the fuck out of the Western mindset. This is why I tell you to get the fucking book. Because you're too exposed. You're overexposed to the enemy's propaganda to the point where you are questioning what is morality. He said it's been an interesting week of people trying to R. Kelly me, to try and tarnish my reputation by taking my video of my abuse by my maid out of context, to project me as someone who falls to seduction by 60-year-old. You said it, stupid! So to cut a long story short, I have asked people if it's illegal for 6-year-olds to seduce a grown man like me, and I fall into the seduction.
You're a grown damn man.
Grown damn man.
We all agree that in South African law, it's not illegal. Then I asked, if it's not illegal, why are people poking their nose into who wants to be in my bed? What the fuck? Then they say they poke their noses in my bedroom because grown men being seduced by 16-year-olds is immoral. But who determines morality? Is falling for a 16-year-old immoral in African culture? Now again, here's where you see this man's fucked up in the head. Because he's going to tell you a bunch of stuff that are immoral in African culture. And then say, now, therefore, I can have sex with children. And look, I'm not saying he can. Right? Because he clearly did. Can denotes an ability. What I'm saying is, what kind of people are we? That somebody could openly do this. That's it. Because I told you what to fucking do in ancient Egypt. You understand? And this is the trouble with the Western paradigm. Because you see how not understanding morality and converting into legality where it's still confusing, where it's so where relationships are so broken down and so off, right? Not understanding those things, you get something like this, where the guy says, who determines morality? Is falling for a 6-year-old immoral in African culture? Yes. Does African culture not say it's immoral to lose your virginity before marriage? So then, why are you fucking 16-year-olds? Does it not say it's immoral to have children out of wedlock? So why are you impregnating 16-year-olds? Does it also not say it's immoral for women to have children from more than one man? So why are you impregnating 16-year-olds? Is it not immoral for women to sleep with more than one man? So why are you having sex with 16-year-olds you have no intention of fucking marrying? Or, even just 16-year-olds at all. Why are you not married? What is wrong with you? Is it not immoral to have same-sex relations? Again, why are you messing with children? Is it not immoral to drink and smoke? Nobody says this, but again, why are you messing with children? Is it not immoral to eat too much and be overweight? Now again, nobody says this, but still, why are you messing with children? So who is morally upright here if we choose to use our cultural moral compass? Not you, stupid! You know this shit! So I said, let me see if it's this one. So I said, this is everything wrong with Western morality. Dear only, whose man's is this? Whose man's is this? And he goes, who determines that? Did you marry a virgin? Are you a virgin if you are not married? Again, he understands. He understands. I said, it's the fact that you're aware of what's wrong. And because you believe others practice wrong, you openly endorse practicing very wrong. It's one thing to be ignorant. It's another to be malicious. You're sexually exploiting teenagers and bragging about it. It's sick. That's pretty much the entirety of the podcast, honestly. Shout out to Abraham. Shout out to my brother. But that's pretty much it. I'm at a loss for words. I could probably, like I said, I was supposed to do a Dear Oni situation. I didn't do it, but I could probably do the Dear Oni. Realm of the Bush says, hey, B1 family. Shout out to Realm of the Bush. Make sure you guys check out Sister Cassandra. Bit of Medicine podcast says peace. Peace of Bit of Medicine. We missed this podcast yesterday. I woke up and there was no podcast. What I'm going to do is, I guess I might as well do the Dear Oni. So we got two. I'm going to go for the more serious one first. We got Safari 254 who says, Dear Oni, I believe you are of Jamaican heritage. So why did you choose to hitch your wagon to Africa, Tanzania, instead of Jamaica? Okay, so I go into debt with this in Uangalifu. Not about my personal circumstance, but how you should go about choosing your own country. Okay? You want to be effective. Here's the thing. There are 3 countries you should have on your radar right now. United States, China, Russia. Each of these have something in common. They are 3 of the 4 biggest countries on the planet. Okay, Canada is also one of the biggest countries, but United States, Canada, Russia, and China are 4 of the largest countries on the planet by far. Okay, Jamaica is one of the smallest countries on the planet. Right? If you're trying to have one of the things we want to establish as a people is the other thing about the reason why you want to have, United States, China, and Russia, not Canada per se, right? Why you want those 3 countries on your radar is because they are technology and science centers on this planet. They are technology and science centers. They are the most technologically and scientifically advanced countries, nations on the planet right now. What you want to do is you want Africa to also be one of the most technologically and scientific countries on the planet. Therefore, you go to Africa and you spread the good word of Uangalifu. Okay? You go to Africa and you spread the good word of Uangalifu. The more, the merrier. That's what you want to do. Because you can do that in Jamaica, sure. Right? But do you believe you're going to make Jamaica into if you are confident that you can make Jamaica into a technological and scientific haven, then sure, by all means, go for it. I didn't have that. I didn't share that confidence. Okay, I don't share that confidence. Nothing wrong with the Jamaican people. I just think you want to work with the largest population you possibly can. Okay? And on top of that, one thing personally for me with regard to Tanzania is that I love the language. I don't know it well enough, but I love the language. I love the fact that it's an African speaking country, right? And that's where I would even choose it over Ghana. Although I think Ghana is you know, was a vibe. Was a really wonderful vibe. I don't like speaking English. I speak English now for you guys. I write books in English, so on and so forth. But I don't really care for English. And so I guess the last one, which is Lero, who completely misunderstood the thing. She says, Deroni, what made you become a Lero stan? We heard you say previously that she possesses massive amounts of aura. How has that influenced and inspired you on your journey? So, so again, Lero's, you know, just bullshitting. But, you know what? There is something I want to say about young people. Now, Lero will tell you she's not that young. Young people like you guys, or younger people have an advantage over older people, right? Because they get to know so much more if we older people share so much more. All right? So, and not just that, it's like, how do you put it? When I went to university and I learned some astrophysics and blah, 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 I can then make it palatable and convert it for, you know, other people. Or even, you know, when I was younger, what constituted, you know, Pan-African nationalism or African history and all that stuff, a lot of it was conspiracy theories. A lot of it was pseudoscience. What I was able to do, what me and, you know, other people like me, like shout out to Bit of Medicine, shout out to Right Black, you know, RBG, shout out to Sister Cassandra. But what we're able to do as older people is kind of give a voice or filter out the negative, the pseudoscientists, the incorrect. And in so doing, the younger people get to have something purer than what we got. What made us, let's say, great? What made us great, right? We can redirect to make you guys greater. So, although I'm not necessarily a Lero stan, right? What I would say is that, you know, Lero's in a good position because she gets to associate with the older people, like older people who are in a good position themselves. And that's something that we don't all get to do. When I was younger, in fact, I could tell you guys this story. When I was younger, I went to this bookstore, right? Bit of Medicine says 6 views should have 6 likes. Yep. Real Black Gentleman says Whitey is manipulating the likes, no doubt. I see 1 like, mine, and 6 people. Yeah. But here's what I'm gonna say, right? I got 2 likes right now. What I'm gonna say is this: when I was younger, I went to a black bookstore, right? Because we still had those, right? And the dude was like, "Hey man, if you really want to know blah 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 blah, you should go reach out to Theophile Obenga, right?" I wrote Theophile Obenga. He never wrote me back. You know what I mean? And that's okay. My life probably would have been much more different if he wrote me back. Because I was like, "Hey, I'll do anything. You know, I'll you know, I want to be your, you know, blah 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 blah. You know, your apprentice or some shit. You know what I mean? Your progeny, whatever. I don't know, not progeny, whatever it's called." Right? But it never happened. That's fine. What I'm saying is that, and not just that, I met with Leonard Jeffries. Now, he's probably one of my favorite scholars. A lot of times you're going to see me say politics, economics, and culture, and that comes directly from Leonard Jeffries' speech. Right? He would say, hey, politics related to culture, you know, economics. And of course, you know, I kind of developed it a little bit, but that opportunity to meet him and speak to him for 20 minutes shaped the course of my academic, my intellectual journey. So what I'm saying is that being able to position yourself with, you know, people who are, let's say, pioneering some African-centered ideas, some African-centered thoughts, that in and of itself is an admirable quality. Because not every young person is doing that. Not every young person can do that. Okay? So yeah, you know, Lero, like I have Lero's phone number, right? I can call her if I want to, you know? for that, yeah, I could stand her because she puts herself in a position to have the phone number of not just me, but a bunch of otherwise great intellectuals of our time. So again, and that is a good thing. That is influential and inspiring. So I'll give her that. Anyway, and of course, I think that song. I don't like Eminem, but that might be his only decent song, honestly. But it's not bad. But anyway, that's pretty much it. Brother Bakari's here. He says peace and black power. So shout out to Brother Bakari. But other than that, that's pretty much the whole podcast. Wait, am I not showing you guys let me not show you the screen. Let me see if I can show you the screen real quick. So these were the two questions. Safari, she says, I believe you're of Jamaican heritage. Why did you choose to hitch your wagon to Africa instead of Jamaica? And again, Jamaica's small. Jamaica's small. Jamaica's small. They speak English. And, it's also even right next door to fucking America. And it has, how do you say, right next door to America. It speaks English. It's thing. Although I do want to go visit Jamaica, but it's tiny, like very, 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 very tiny. Like we're talking Russia, America, China. I think they're all like 300 million square kilometers. And I'm not sure. I'm just guessing. I have it in my book, but I think I'll probably bring it up. I have it in my book, but then Jamaica is like 2 million square kilometers. So it's just like, yeah, you're not gonna, you're not. As much as I like Jamaica, and I do, obviously, yeah, right here. I think it's. I think I did put it in the book. Yeah. Okay. So I'll show you guys. Let me see if I could. And I'm going to go right back to the page that I just forgot to show you guys earlier. So it goes, when it comes to nation size matters, one of the reasons territorial Africans need to be in Africa is because no African nation outside of Africa has a respectable size. The Caribbean has the largest majority African nations outside of Africa, and the largest IT is only 27,000 square kilometers, the 148th largest country in the world. The next largest are the Bahamas at 13,943 square kilometers and Jamaica at 10,991 square kilometers, each less than half of IT's size. So again, IT is the largest African nation majority African nation outside of Africa. And it's only 27,000 square kilometers. Now, your competition in this world is Russia, China, and America. That's your competition. Okay? You're at 27,000. So you say, okay, what does that mean? Even if IT expanded its influence into all of the majority African neighbors, it would barely have 100,000 square kilometers to work with. Okay? Even if you took all of the Caribbean islands, you wouldn't have 100,000 square kilometers. Compare this to the 10 largest countries in the world: Russia, Canada, China, United States, Brazil, Argentina, Kazakhstan, Algeria, 3 of which are global superpowers. Russia, 17 million square kilometers. China, 9.7 million square kilometers. United States, 9.3 square million kilometers. Brazil and India are also respective regional powers. The smallest of the top 10, Algeria, is 2.38 square million kilometers. 2.38 million square kilometers, just ahead of DRC, which is 3.34 million square kilometers. Those two in Africa show that no African nation in 2024 could compare in size to Russia, China, or US, but it's worth recalling that Africa itself is 30 million square kilometers. So although no individual nation can compare to those big 3, a system of alliance, expansionism, or colonialism can increase the effective territory of a nation in Africa, unlike any nation in the Caribbean. And of course, given the most powerful nations in the world are over 9 million square kilometers, and even former colonial giants like the United Kingdom is 242,000 square kilometers, which again, the Caribbean is not even 100,000. The United Kingdom is 243,000. France is 551,000, right? And of course, you might say, well, Britain is not as big, and you go on and so forth. But my point being that you want to have at least 200,000 square kilometers. The best bet for the territorial African is Africa. You know? And of course, you know, the essay goes on and on. But the point is that that's the long of it, right? That's the short of it. And of course, back to my sister Lero, again, you know, you're not necessarily going to stand. You know, you shouldn't say you're standing somebody. But Reverend Bush says, do you have a house in Africa? Yup. Got me a house. Big house. I don't know if you saw it. I put a video of it on YouTube. I tried to, you know, hide a little bit of it. But, yeah, it's a pretty good house. Because, you know, that's the whole thing, too. It's like, where can you get a house? Where can you get citizenship? Or do you need citizenship? Or even just where can you go and not be, like, where are you not in a hostile environment? You know what I mean? I'm not going to say that Tanzania doesn't have hostility in Africa. I mean, hostility and political hostility, because I don't know. You know, that's one of the problems with not knowing the language. You don't know. You don't know what motherfuckers are saying. But I did hear that there is a lot of political suppression, so that is something to, you know, be honest about. But again, there's also the part about, well, what language do you want to speak? What language do you want to be active in? You know, do you want to be active in English, or do you want to be active in Swahili? That kind of stuff. Now, it just happens that, you know, I failed, you know, learning foreign languages back in high school. You know what I mean? So it's like I wasn't gonna. I thought I could learn this quickly, but you know, easiest African language don't mean easy. Real Black Gentleman says, "I'm getting Uangalifu as soon as I can. I promise." Bro, it's too long. It's too late, man. It's too late. No, I'm just messing. Thanks, man. But anyway, that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, and like I said, with regard to Lero's, you know, kind of troll question, she's right though. You know, like young people, like even being involved in hearing, you know, what we have to say, what we older people of a little bit more esoteric nature have to say. Like, you got to give her props and credit for that. You know, because again, there's a lot of young people who are not listening to anything political. There are some young people who are, you know, enraptured by, you know, Tommy Sotomayor, Tariq Nasheed, you know, even Umar Johnson, whatever, right? She's going out of her way to associate with and contact and communicate with people who are not of that strain. And that is in and of itself a pretty good thing, because I could say this. I've known of like three of my favorite scholars. Like I said, I reached out to Obenga. He didn't respond, right? And I didn't know how to get him to respond, right? But then I never really reached out to Umar Johnson. You know? I never really reached out to, who is it? Audrey Wafo, who's one of my favorite scholars for a long time, right? Really good scholar in America. And I never really reached out to Asar Motep, who's also a really still active scholar to this day. So it's like, yeah, you know, Lero does her part in being communicative and engaging in people and communicating with people. And that in and of itself is an excellent quality for a young person who wants to accomplish things. So, you know, shout out to the sister for that. That said, I think I have nothing else to say except for RBG. If next week happens, you know what I'm saying? I'm just messing. All right, fam, thanks so much for coming through. And yeah, like I said, this whole thing with the 6-year-old interest, that's fucked up. But, you know, you can't really do much. I mean, you can do much. That's the thing. You can do much. Or we have done much, but something's wrong with us at this point in time where we allow this kind of stuff. But either way, that's all I can say. Shemim Hotep, Uncle Ja, Seneb Neb, Amen Ma'at, Dua, Necher.